Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You are here on the home of the slightly above average ship review, and today we're going to close out the new German Battlecruiser line with a match here on Hotspot, down tier in the Tier 8 German Battlecruiser Prinz Rupprecht. Now I have to commend content creator MetaJerk for including probably the only modern pop culture reference to the word Rupprecht ever. One of the greatest comedy movies starring Steve Martin and Michael Caine. Anyway, I want to say I think Steve Martin plays Rupprecht at one point. These two guys are con men. They're conning people. They're both trying to win the affections of maybe like Rene Russo or somebody. Anyway, Steve Martin plays Rupprecht, who's touched, I guess you would say. He has a trident. He has a cork on his fork. He has an eye patch. And when he asks to go to the bathroom and is granted permission, he does not move. So really a must-see. If you love comedies, you will love Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Hit me back if you do watch it and enjoy it. All right, so we're here in the Prinz Rupprecht. Our commander build, our gameplay style really isn't any different than starting at the Tier 6 ship. So you can see we got 3 damage control parties, very limited. We got 5 heals, 3 charges of the secondary battery, targeting consumable, and 2 hits of sonar. And we are moving out in the Prinz Rupprecht. And I'm doing something that I tell people never to do, which is go to the outside of the map. But I just got a wild hair. I said I'm not pushing in against legendary tier ships. So I'm going to the outside here. And in a minute, you'll have to decide if this is an epic blunder or perhaps the enemy team didn't really have any anticipation that I would be doing this. All right, so you see a Minotaur there in the cap, an Alaska in the cap, and a Conqueror in the cap. I'm correctly remembering. I think for a second about shooting at the Alaska, I'm like, no. Go big or go home, big dog. All right, so we're shooting at the Minotaur. Skip it over the island. 1 hit to Citadel. The secondaries are activated, but I haven't hit my secondary targeting thing until right now because I'm a dummy. I also healed, and I didn't really mean to heal. By turning in, we dodged the Minotaur's torpedoes. All right, so the Minotaur is turning back around. I think he has more torpedoes, and he's going to try to send them towards me. And right as I'm depressing the trigger, we finish him off, close quarters expert, and a torpedo strike. And we also get a torpedo strike on the Alaska. Conqueror over here, salvo number 1, salvo number 2 of our torpedo launcher. I see we're not going to be able to turn in time for the Alaska, so right now I'm just trying to avoid a collision. Thank you, Alaska player, for not taking the easy out and ramming me. So secondary hits continue to pile up. 6 torpedo strikes on the Conqueror. Kill number 2. We launch more torpedoes, get a Citadel hit on the Alaska. By the way, another close quarters expert, kill number 3. By the way, I was like, all right, we could just call the video there. I'm good. Yeah, I do make one mistake here. I almost sail out of the cap. That is probably the only thing I did incorrectly here. And that may be, in my opinion, one of the best 3 kill sequences in a pretty short duration of time. Definitely for me. For everybody else, I don't know. You let me know. I mean, I'll just say it right now. If you thought that was pretty trick, go ahead and hit that like button. All right, so we're backing up into the cap here. We're going to complete our utter domination of this side of the map by getting an assisted base cap only because I accidentally sailed out of the cap. All right, so right there you saw everything. You saw the Prinz Rupprecht shooting torpedoes. You saw the Prinz Rupprecht using its guns to Citadel cruisers. You saw the Prinz Rupprecht dominating 3 ships in a very short period of time, finishing it off with the assisted base cap. All right, we are not done, folks. It's an over 200,000 damage game, so we're not done. And I know some of you are thinking, you better not be done. You still got more than half your health left. Well, some things in this match didn't turn out exactly like I hoped they would. It was one of the most exciting matches that I've ever played. I was really jacked at one point, but it did kind of come tumbling down a little bit. And then I'm going to give you a preview of the end of the match. One of my teammates works pretty hard to kind of screw us all over and lose the game. All right, and I will show the complete match, just so you can see the ineptitude of some of the people on the blue team. All right, so we're moving out. We're going to get almost 40-something thousand hit points left. I am going to use another heal here because you see I can get almost one full block left. So we are going to use another heal. Resetting the scoreboard, each team has 2 caps. Each team has lost 3 ships. And we're separated by about 15, 16, 17, 18 points. All right, Grosser Kurfürst over here. I let my teammates know that he is there. And we're going to shoot at the Grosser Kurfürst here in a minute. Just to get some hits. I think I get screwed out of a Confederate medal in this match, folks. Because that's a hit. Although it may not have done any damage. And, you know, doesn't that how the Confederate medal works? You damage 6 ships. So, whether or not I'm actually screwed out of the Confederate medal, you let me know at the end. All right, so we're maneuvering. We are just trying to get our turrets clear here. Originally, my plan was to go after the GK because he's isolated, and maybe I should have done that. But something's going to happen to cause me to change my mind at some point. So again, I would love to hear your feedback if I should have played this differently. If I was playing it safe, yeah, I would have gone for the GK. But as you guys know, I don't do that. All right, more salvos out on the GK. All right, and I'm anticipating seeing the enemy Kleber. All right, there's a legitimate hit. That's damage on ship number 4. All right. And we're moving out. Alaska eliminated our Stalingrad somehow. Probably the Stalingrad was showing broadside. I don't recommend that in any Russian ship. All right, we're moving out. There's the mass. I want to say the Yamato is behind him. Again, not really sure where the Kleber is at, and I'm very worried about that. Worried about my match coming to a thundering halt amidst a full spread of Kleber torpedoes. All right, aiming at the Massachusetts. We'll aim down at the waterline and shoot these guns. We do take some incoming fire. It doesn't really hit us. But right there, we get a pen on the Massachusetts. That's damage on ship number 5. So I'm like, all I need to do is damage one other ship and I get a Confederate medal. Massachusetts looking pretty close to death. He is finished off by that cruiser whose name I couldn't make out. Enemy Alaska out here. Yeah, I got some props for the Alaska driver. If you're watching this match, and I don't remember his name, it's like Doc or Dad something. He floored me by something he did in this match. All right, so I'm looking for the Kleber. The Kleber pops up. We will focus our secondaries on the Kleber. He is kind of running away. We get some nice bracketing HE fire, but we do not hit the Kleber, I do not believe. I don't see any ribbons going up. I don't see a secondary ribbon going up. But we do get a hit there. So we did hit the Kleber. We're going to shoot at the Yamato. And 2 Citadels unlocked high caliber medal. That also should have unlocked the Confederate medal. Am I wrong or am I right? We just damaged 6 ships. I killed 3 of them. We damaged the GK. We damaged the Alaska. I just Citadeled the Yamato. That's 6 ships receiving damage. Ouija, you screwed me out of a medal. All right, secondaries are kicking in. We are going to go down in the bow plating here. Unfortunately, I don't think it was very successful. In fact, it was not. So I realize I'm over here all alone. The other 2 ships are down there. Whether they're actually chasing the Kleber or just double capping a base, I don't know. Send one launcher towards the Yamato. That is the only launcher left on that side. Do a little more breadbasket shot here. Again, results leaving a lot to be desired. I thought I knew where to shoot this thing, but apparently I do not. And so we are turning. I am anticipating putting one torpedo towards the Alaska and one towards the Yamato. And then I realize that I cannot do that because I will get killed. So I'm going to launch one at the Alaska, starting to turn, realize I can't pull it off. Launch another at the Alaska, and we're going to ram kill the Yamato and wait for these torpedoes to kill the Alaska. And somehow the Alaska driver managed to dodge 8 torpedoes. And if you look at the damage up at the top of the screen, you guys know if you watch my channel for a long time, my personal damage record is 238k in the Kleber. One torpedo strike, I would have totally eclipsed my damage record. If I had gotten 3 or 4 torpedo strikes, we'd be talking about a Kraken. So this is a Kraken fail and a devastating one because I have no idea how he managed to dodge those torpedoes. Really heartbreaking. Could have set a new damage record for myself. As the Prinz Rupprecht sinks beneath the waves, I guess I shouldn't have taken the cork off my fork. Really a bummer. Anyway, I think I'm going to fast forward to the end. What I'm going to leave out of here is the cruiser left on our team, and we'll talk about it in the results screen. He did not go towards Charlie. He didn't really even make it into Bravo. He had chances to engage the enemy ships and didn't even aim his guns at him. I think this guy was just out for a Sunday drive. Really, really disappointing. He got points from capping bases. He didn't contribute anything to this battle otherwise. So, Alaska player, I'm going to call you out in the results screen. Step up your game. All right, we're skipping to the end. All right, so here's that player I was talking about, Azov MRPL UA. Guns not aimed at the Kleber. Could have gone into Charlie Cap, didn't. Instead, followed the battleship into the Bravo Cap. This doesn't make any sense from a strategy standpoint. You, sir, are an utter failure at this game. Really disappointing to see that. All right, enough bitching about Azov MRPL UA. All right, here we are on the victory screen, 236,594 total damage. Did any community contributor get a better game than this in the Rupprecht? I have no idea. High caliber medal, devastating strike medal, 2 close quarter experts medal, 8 torpedo strikes, 4 kills, 4 citadel hits, and an assisted base cap, 207 secondary battery hits. We ended up with 444,429 total damage, 7713 ship XP and commander XP in the Prinz Rupprecht. This is a strong, strong ship if you put yourself in the position to do that damage, and you can utilize all your weapons. Can it bow tank? Can it hunker down and take fire? No, but it can end up at the top of the board. 3428 base XP, 4 kills, 4 medals. Dad Snooper or whatever, the Alaska driver, good on you, man. I don't know how you dodged those torpedoes, brother. And I already talked enough shit about this guy. Get good, son, because you were embarrassing. It was embarrassing to watch you fail on that TV screen. All right, here we are in the port. No, we're not starting a new match. Here we are in the port. Secondary battery mod 2. Damage control system mod 2. Concealment system mod 1. And AA guns mod 3. I know my use of that is probably very debatable. The Rupprecht is fully upgraded. Taking a look at the loadout. 3 charges of that short reload damage con. 5 charges of the repair party. 3 charges of the enhanced secondary targeting. And 2 charges of the sonar, 5.7 on ships, 3.9 on torpedoes. Rare battle booster for movement speed and a reduction in the cooldown time. Got this Type 2 temporary camo. Wargaming. Make the standard camo available. The ship is available out in the wild. Get real. All right, to your strong flag. Looking at the stats, 63,900 hit points and a 25% torpedo damage reduction. With our build, got those 4x2 406mm turrets, 17-kilometer firing range, 30-second reload, 30-second turn time. HE shells do 4,800 damage with a 38% fire chance. AP shells 12,075 damage. 2 sets of secondaries. The range of both is 11.8 kilometers. First set of 10x2 105s reloads every 3.3 seconds. 1,200 HE shell damage with a 5% fire chance. Second set of 4x2 150s reloads every 11.8 seconds. I'm sorry, 7.5 seconds. Duh. 1,700 HE shell damage with an 8% fire chance. So the reload on that second set of secondaries is a little bit longer, but still the range is really nice. Here's the secret weapon of this ship, in my opinion. 4 quad launchers. Reload every 140 seconds. Max damage 16,533. 7.5 kilometer range at 56 knots. Detectability is 1,200 meters. Taking a look at the AA defense, well, the AA tops out at just 4.7 kilometers. Look at the damage per second, folks. 236 for the flak and 228 for your secondaries. Max speed 33 knots, 840 meter turning circle, 15.4 second rudder shift time. Concealment 13.8 on the surface, 11 from the air, 14.8 when firing in smoke. On to the armor viewer. Well, it could be better. It could be worse. Got a below-water citadel, kind of pointy at the front there. Well, at the waterline and below it. So it is what it is. Roof's a little bit heavier armor. Bow has this fake torpedo belt, 30 millimeters. The rest of your bow is 27. I mean, big whoop. Moving on to the torpedo protection. Got an armor belt ranging from 235 to 300 on the side. And then down below that is 32 millimeter plating. Turrets and barbettes. Well, these are much better than the turrets and barbettes of, say, the Bismarck. The turret faces are mostly sloped, as are the sides of the turrets. Turrets on the sides and the front and the slope parts, and the barbettes, heavier armor, but the roof of the turret, not so great. Casemate armor, the armor belt continues up the side of the ship, but again, you wouldn't want to show broadside. And that is the armor profile of the Prinz Rupprecht. Moving on to our Commander Otto Ciliac, same build we've used for the entirety of the line, and the build I recommend for these ships, starting at Tier 6, 7, and 8. Von Hipper and Haruna, we got No Fly Zone in row 1. Porcupine in row 2, Firefighter in row 3, Master Mechanic in row 4, and Fight Fire with Fire. If that's the best Prinz Rupprecht game you've seen so far, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you thought I got screwed out of the Kraken, hit that thumbs up button. Heck, just subscribe either way. And I'll see you in the next video, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching.